I feel like we got some good time here. Maybe I should talk about the Nate incident here.
Yeah, let's talk about the Nate incident.
Yeah, so basically, and I should have my phone on hand. I don't know where it is because I was going to read some text. But basically, we've decided to part ways, and I did consult Leo on this with filmer Nate. The primary reason is filmer Nate was not doing what he was contracted to do, which is to point the camera at the subject and press record. Oftentimes, and I've given him a lot of chances, but starting with, I think, the video where we did the Iggy transformation. We took Iggy on a date. There was a crucial clip missing in there, which he didn't press record for when Iggy made his proposal to the girl, Summer, to kiss him, which the first 4, 5, 6 times it happened, I totally just, not a big deal, man. It fucking happens. We're out there running, gun shooting, shit happens. Didn't make a big deal out of it. And then that same weekend, I think the next video we filmed, it was me doing the sheep fucker video. That he lost a clip of us going into a local church and me in the middle of service barging in and causing a scene. He missed the first clip, didn't hit record, so we had to go do it again. That actually proved to be a slight blessing because we went and got the more intense one afterwards. Camera got seized. But then it happened in the Inland Iggy stand-up video. We lost the clip of Inland Iggy stealing the football. It's happened we lost some Bakersfield footage. It's happened in about 6 or 7 videos total. And I've been very generous with Nate. I hadn't even brought it up until I think the 6th time it happened. And I said, hey, listen, Nate, anything you need to help focus on these shoots, you let me know. You want me to buy you lunch in the middle of the shoot, get you coffee. If you want us to declare it a sober set and nobody drinks or smokes, so you can keep his focus. Because he would do a little boozing and drinking
smoking,
on set. And he said, nope, it's not going to happen again. And then the final straw basically came when we were out shooting this hidden camera prank with Brody TV. The first day that I went out shooting, he lost part of the clip at the laundromat that you see in the video. And then in the end, it was butchered, this clip with Brody TV and me and Leo, where I approached the guy on the 3-wheeled bicycle taxi and told him I wanted to take him to Palm Springs and fuck him in the ass. About 80% of that clip, the camera was aimed up into the clouds while the action was taking place. Brody ran over and got into Nate's field of vision. You can see Brody in the camera. Brody's frantically indicating left, swing the camera, and Nate wouldn't swing the camera over. And so I was pretty upset with that because it's hard. I mean, I have to pay Nate. I have to arrange a shoot. A lot of times there are props, gas. I have to set up time. Leo's got to come out. Brody has to come out. We dedicate our whole day to this. And it was just frustrating for me to lose a core piece of the shot. So Nate wasn't even fired or anything. Like I was still going to give another shot after 6 shots already. But I said, I have to train another cameraman. I'm going to get, maybe as a backup cameraman so we can have 2 cameras. Maybe as just a guy who I can, if you decide you don't want to be here because maybe you're a little disenchanted with the Danny Mullen project, maybe we need a new cameraman. But I promise you, Nate, I will bring you back into the rotation. Nate basically said he took that. It was as I suspected that I don't like to criticize people, and I like to be. I've read How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Sure, yeah.
So I know how to just be very
book,
friendly, use words like, we need to work on this, you're doing a great job, but just one slight thing.
Yeah, I criticize anyone.
I've been using that angle for months and months with the fact that he was dropping clips or getting distracted and not filming things. But I finally had to be kind of just outright, Nate, I need you to keep the camera on people. That hasn't been happening right now, so I am getting a backup camera guy and rotating him in. Yeah. And that's when the floodgates opened, and he sent me basically back an abusive message after.
Really?
It was free, it was kind of jocular and like, haha, I totally understand, bro. But then of course come like all the backhanded compliments.
Really?
Which were basically the main points of which were I've grown tired with your comedic character, which to me lacks compassion. He said, your character hasn't grown, you don't have enough compassion, which...
Well, that's not true. Yeah.
Well, it might be true, but the point is I never set out to be a compassionate comedian. In fact,
but we've
quite
been
the opposite.
Compassionate, though.
The Bakersfield video.
Yeah.
The Bakersfield video is a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
And then he said, also...
And you know, sometimes you need another guy. I can be compassionate in your videos if you.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
know, I have been.
You gave $100 to a guy who was a meth head, or maybe you gave it to his daughter.
That's the goal, yeah, and give him some news up. But that's the goal. We don't have to be compassionate. I mean,
yeah, I agree completely.
What about like off camera though? Off camera,
Howard
you're
Stern,
always,
Opie, off camera.
Off camera, you're always compassionate.
I treat Nate exceptionally well on shoots.
Yeah.
I always put him in the Instagram pictures, tag him in the videos, buy him whatever he needs on the shoots. And the channel, it's moving in an upward direction. I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah.
And if he had stuck with us and had been featured in all my Instagram pictures, he would have gotten a lot of work.
Yeah.
Which brings me to his second point. He says I underpaid him, which he knew. It was understood from the start. I make very little money.
Yeah.
I have very little income. This is what I can pay you. Are you okay to work with that? And the original
But he
agreement.
gets a ride. He gets food.
And he agreed originally that he would work for free. Right. That was the original. And
which there's a ton of people that would work for free.
Yeah. And it's not as if I now drive a Tesla and live in a house in Beverly Hills. Right. The situation is identical. He starts complaining about the money, which, I mean, maybe if he would have asked for more money, I probably would have paid him. If he would have asked for more money per shoot, I was paying him about $80 to $100 per shoot, which is a lot for me because we film every fucking weekend.
Yeah.
And it's mostly local in Los Angeles, or we drive him all the way to the shoot, bring him back, get him high, give him beer, give him food all fucking day. Have a great time, too. It's not as if it's tedious work. Yeah. And I like shooting with Nate. He's ballsy. He would do everything we asked him to do. Mm-hmm. So
he is ballsy. Yeah, that's going to be tough to find.
There's no way I would have gotten rid of him hadn't it been completely... I still wouldn't have gotten rid of him except for this retaliation message. Yeah. So my character lacks compassion. And then he started getting into it's not a collaboration because he's suggested I do things with editing. He's like suggested I do different kinds of videos. He always takes like backhanded jabs at me too. For instance, with the Nelk video, he was criticizing the fact that I swore in front of a child in that video. But I have him on video when we were out at Venice Beach this weekend laughing hysterically when Brody TV starts telling a guy how he's going to fuck him in the ass in front of that guy's son. And Nate's laughing hysterically behind the camera. So like he would chastise my character, and then about the Nelk video, he starts telling me about how people didn't like me in the comments. Just like weird backhanded,
he said that?
Yeah, he would say shit like that.
First of all, that's not true. Also, right?
Well, some people did. But the thing is, like, I mean, they existed. They're wrong.
Yeah, they're people that see a difference in a video and they just want to like say like, hey,
exactly,
who's that guy? Like they don't want to. Yeah, that's all.
It was like with Brody TV. Brody TV this week. People savaged Brody TV in my comments because he's not me. People don't know who he is.
Right. People don't like change.
Exactly. You know? Totally. Absolutely. People resist change. Yeah. That's why girls keep going back to their boyfriends and give them black eyes every second Tuesday.
True.
Every second Tuesday?
Yeah,
that works. That's a good time to punch your woman in the face. But then also, at the end he said, this doesn't feel like a collaboration. I haven't been able to get a say in the edit. I haven't been able to get, I wanted you to upload the videos in a different ratio and sizing, and I think your character needs to develop more. It's like, Nate, I did not hire you as a comedy consultant or an editor. I hired you as a guy to point the camera and press record while a subject was on the lens, which he hasn't been doing. He hasn't been pointing the camera at the subject and pressing record. He's been failing in that duty. He messaged me on Instagram. Okay. And I love filming with the guy. And again, it's 6 or 7 clips have gone missing before I said a word. Because I like filming with him, and I am resistant to change, and he's great to have on shoots. Like, there is a little bit of a babysitting element with Nate. I get the impression he's done a lot of psychedelics, and sometimes he does need to be fed or get water, or he wants us to pull off the freeway to get food when we're in the middle of our trek. There is a degree of babysitting that goes on with him. Totally willing to deal with all of it. I love his work. I think his shots look great. But I don't see how we're going to be able to work together now when he's just launched this criticism of my character, my editing, my everything, basically. So that's that. We've got a guy, Nico, who he filmed the smoking at UCLA video where we had to go into the library and smoke cigarettes. So he's proved his mettle in the courage department. And he also filmed the Fan Jerry prank video. He's a really cool guy. I'm filming it with him this Saturday. And then Leo and I are going to Las Vegas next weekend. We're going to be spending the night with him, close quarters, drinking with this guy. Yeah. So we're really going to be, that could be the fucking video right there, breaking him in. That could be part of it.
That's funny,
But so that's going to be the new filmer. It sucks, man. I did not want to scramble for a new filmer because I know Nate gives me very good quality, a very cinematic look.
Yeah, he gives a good cinematic look.
For a good price, too. Yeah. And I understand he wasn't happy with that price. And he's right. People who were as good as him well, they probably press the record button is the major difference. But people who would make shit look as good as him would cost me hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a full day shoot like we do in Bakersfield or San Diego or Barstow.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's not a collaboration, but like he is on the team.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
When you grow, he's gonna grow.
True.
Like, that was the goal, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
He fucked up, dude. His paid, I tagged him in every Instagram post and the videos. His paid gigs, maybe by the end of the year, he would be crushing paid gigs just from the exposure he'd get from my channel. And my channel is very shortly going to have the income where I can make him an employee, where I could pay him $20,000, $30,000 a year to be the full-time cameraman.
Yeah.
And he had that. He'd almost made it. And he's young, and he thinks he's the shit, and he thinks he's more important than he is, I guess, with thinking that needs to consult me on my comedy and my editing, and he's no longer part of the team.
You think long term, guys out there. Remember, that's a lesson for everybody. You know,
Yeah.
like when you see someone that's working hard and he's trying to pay you when he doesn't have any money, like try to you see like upward mobility. Like think about the future instead of like thinking about like how you're feeling at the moment.
Yeah.
Because that's always going to be. A lot of people give up right before something big happens.
Yeah. And
just so everybody knows, me and Danny fucking.
Yeah.
It was before I was ever on any show, and we were on some little shoot.
Uh-huh.
That's how we met. And Danny had I didn't have many followers. He didn't either. And we were like, yeah, let's do something on YouTube together. We wanted to do this a long time ago.
Yeah. It's from the start.
Yeah, from the
Fucking
start.
partners, buddy.
Let's go, baby.
But Nate, he booked out. It was like the original drummer in Oasis leaving right before What's the Story, Morning Glory, or he got fired. So so did Nate. But the thing is, I'm one of the most forgiving people. I cannot hold a grudge unless you fuck my mother, slit my dad's throat, and rape my dog. It's a Havanese. I like that dog. And unless that happens, I will accept your apology and welcome you back without a grudge. So I still potentially might work with Nate again in the future if he tells me, hey man, I was just upset. I take a lot of pride in my camera work. I just retaliated. I had a couple drinks. I would let him back on the squad. So this might not be permanent.
Right.
Nothing against the guy. It was just a business decision. He dropped maybe the best clip of that hidden camera shoot with Brody, the hitting on guys video. Maybe the best clip was butchered, and that just made me worry that I don't know what the next big clip he's going to drop is and what that's going to do to the next big video. So I had to bring somebody else in temporarily. And
so we'll see how Nico does, huh?
We'll see how Nico does.